Welcome to the Goldfinger Minute, where every man has a story to tell and a reason to come to the Philippines. So stay tuned for some amazing stories.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Goldfinger for the Goldfinger Minute. And today I have Ralph visiting us in the Philippines. Welcome, Ralph.
Welcome, Mr. Goldfinger.
So we've met before because you rented a scooter from me about a week, not quite a week ago. And how do you like it? Did you get the Beat or the Click?
The Beat.
The Beat, smaller. So
I wanted to try the smaller one. I tried a bigger one in the week before, two different ones actually, and I wanted to see how the smaller one was.
Well, you're small framed, so it's easier.
I'm still a big guy, and it took me and someone else up the steepest hill. So
yeah, but you're small framed. Like,
yes.
I'm a big guy. Well, I was a lot bigger. I'd look silly on a Beat. Okay, especially a year ago when I weighed 100 more pounds. So it's fine. And it took both of you up the hill, no problem. You're getting around. When the bikes are smaller, they're a lot more nimble. So you can put your feet down. You can control the bike. The bike doesn't control you. And I was just telling you, which I'll tell my audience, I went down last night badly. Dogs were chasing me, and I tried to get away from the dogs, and I lost control of the bike. So now I have road rash on my arm and pretty bad on my leg. Pretty bad. It was really horrible last night. It's not quite as bad today, but oh well. Moving on. So you came to the Philippines. Well, let's go back. Where do you live? Where did you live when you were back in, or I assume you're still living there when you're back in the States?
In New York, on Long Island.
On Long Island. And have you always lived on Long Island for many years?
Yes.
And how about family? Wife, children?
I have children.
Okay.
No wife.
Okay. And children are grown, I assume?
Grown and married.
Okay.
And 5 grandchildren.
5 grandchildren. Oh, you don't look very old for that. I don't have any grandchildren. Okay, so what age? Can I ask you what age you are?
I'm 70.
Oh, hell, you do not look 70. Damn good.
I don't feel it, but
yeah, you don't act it either. You're very active. Now, you came here and you were asking me a week ago, roughly, when you were asking about medical because you're concerned about medical. And we had talked about your family history, and you have family that your mother's still alive at 96, is it?
96 and still driving.
Oh, my God. And she's active. And she's
very active.
Cognizant.
Yes.
Yeah. And your father?
My father's passed, but he was healthy in his 90s.
In his 90s, and other,
all my grandparents were all into the late 90s, and
healthy as a horse.
Yes.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm the opposite. So I'm the oldest one ever to live in my family, believe it or not, and I just hit 70. So, well, actually, in 2 weeks, I hit 70. So nobody's hit 70.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's a couple weeks from now, but I don't feel 70, but I got to tell you, it's scary when you have parents and grandparents that didn't live past 67. Some of them in their early 60s, some of them even in their 50s. Yeah, it's not good. They had diabetes problems, but mostly I think that's what it was. Or they had strokes, which made them my mother was a vegetable for a year. It was a shame, and she died fairly young, early 60s. So onwards. So. Good for you that you'll be able to live a long time. But you were very concerned about your health, and you're very health conscious. And you had inquired about peptides, and I think you're back today to look into it again?
Yes.
Okay. Rather than go into peptides, but you did visit hospitals here, and you ended up speaking to doctors. So tell us about the I believe it was 3 hospitals you went to.
Yes, I'm considering staying in Dumaguete, which I really like it.
Oh, you do?
It's a small city.
Yeah.
It has the mountains, the water. Seems to have everything.
Right.
And I've been traveling the last 4 months all over, from Cebu to all over Negros to Albay and Sorsogon. So I've been all over the place.
So you've been in other provinces, other smaller cities as well, because Cebu is pretty big.
Yes. None of the places I really consider staying because of the hospitals. There's no good hospitals other than Cebu City, which is nice, but maybe even the best hospital, they can handle almost anything in Cebu City. But at the same time, it's a big city, and there's a lot of weight in the hospital,
It's a big city, and there's a lot of cars and a lot of people and a lot of noise and a lot of traffic.
Yes.
I warned you about when you came here, I warned you that hospitals here are subpar. I'm going to let you explain to us what you found out, and that basically, if you have a major problem with your heart, heart attack, stroke, or whatever, they will stabilize you here. But they'll most times will send you to Cebu, is what I have found from other people. What did you find here?
Okay. I tried the three major. I went to the three major private hospitals here, which is Silliman, ACE, and
Polymedic.
Polymedic. And I started at Polymedic, and they were actually very nice, a very nice hospital, which can handle most things. But I'm concerned with whether in 5 years or in 18 years or 20 years, I have a heart attack.
Yeah.
And the only
of course,
thing,
we all are at this age.
So I wanted to see if they would handle it. And going to ACE and Poly, they said, if I have a heart attack and I needed a stent in my heart, which is like the worst thing that has happened to my people in my family, if they can handle it, and they said they can't. They would basically stabilize the best you can and send you over to Silliman.
And send you to Silliman, but Silliman, does they have facilities to handle it?
Silliman's the only place that has a cath lab.
Okay. Can they do open heart surgery, or can they do things like replacing I forgot what they call it, but the vein?
The vein or the valves? No.
No, strictly a stent.
They have what they call a cath lab.
Okay.
Cardiac cath lab, which is, I guess, the most common thing that I would say if you're going to have a heart attack, you're going to need a stent or 3 stents in your heart.
Right.
And they can handle it. That was a big concern. And I met with 2 different heart doctors there and a general doctor I have to say, in all 3 hospitals, but extensively with Silliman, who would be handling it.
Now, you actually spoke with the surgeons.
Yes, I talked to the head surgeon who does all the, works in the cath lab, who does the putting the stents in the heart. And she was excellent doctor. Who's been
and how
here.
much time did they spend with you?
I was over 35 minutes. And
you asked a series
any
of-
question I wanted, she answered.
Did you
so
write them all
polite.
down? Did you have a list? I would have had a list.
I had a list of a few, but the conversation just happened, and it was wonderful.
What did they, if it's okay, what did they charge you to speak to her? What did she charge?
She charged 1,000 pesos.
You realize how little that is?
Yeah.
In
Sounds like a
comparison?
lot, but it's not.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
$15, $16 now.
Yeah. The other doctor was supposed to charge me 2, but he ended up charging me 4 for the same thing, and he was just he was a heart doctor, but he was just, I would say, an old retired doctor, and he says I'm a little overweight, but he was about 90 pounds overweight.
He was himself.
Yes, him himself. He was a jolly doctor.
So that was $64 US.
Yeah.
However, he
answered,
told me
between those 2 doctors, they answered a lot of questions, which I had a lot of questions.
All right. And you were satisfied with their...
Yes, and I was talking to Michael, who I have the insurance with
Onstead, with
Onstead,
Pacific Cross.
Pacific Cross.
Okay.
And Michael, I've been talking to him. He's been answering questions. And I got the questions answered between the doctors. I went to the offices that handle all the billing and make sure they take the insurance and how the insurance
Did you find
works.
anybody that would not take Pacific Cross or had a problem with it?
Well, with Pacific Cross, no, everybody will handle Pacific Cross, but they handle it a little differently, where the hospital gave me a list of doctors who would take it directly, and those were just general doctors.
Okay.
But any of the specialists, the doctors don't take Pacific Cross as an initial billing. So I was concerned with how much, if I had a heart attack and if I needed 3 stents in my heart, which in my mind that's the worst thing that can happen, what it would cost.
And what did they say?
And having well, in U.S. dollars, I know it would be about $4,000 is like the max it would cover. A max I would need.
Next, you need, and they want you to put it in a deposit when you first
Yeah,
come
they
in.
actually say 4,000 or 5,000. But if I went to the hospital, the bill, I wouldn't have to worry about the hospital bills, but you would have to pay ahead of time the surgeon.
Okay.
Because he wants the money ahead of time. So I needed to know how much money I needed to hold in reserve.
It's not a whole lot.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
4,000 pesos is $4,000. Excuse me, folks.
Yeah.
Is 24,000.
Yeah, so
pesos.
that's 4,000, and with the maximum things I saw was like between up to about $6,000 if I needed something.
Yeah, that's a cost of a printer here.
Yes.
So it's not very much money. I just bought a printer yesterday. It was $6,000.
That's was my major concern. How much that I had to set aside.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you really like Dumaguete.
Definitely. It's a small city. A little chaos with traffic because there's no traffic lights and you have to maneuver, which it took me a week to do it. And
They
I can
have
do it
one,
now.
but they don't know what it means. They don't understand
Well,
it.
there's,
So
there's two others, but they don't work yet.
Yeah, they don't work. So they do have one in Darwin, I believe, but it's
Okay.
not working yet. They're doing that for the airport, but they're going to have a problem with that one too because that's a three-way. Okay, that's way too complicated for them. And the one they have right now in North Point, they tried it, they put it on, nobody understood it. They're actually having accidents because of it, because people were looking and hesitating and not paying attention to the car in front of them or to the left or the right.
I was at that traffic light at night.
Oh,
no traffic on the road, and people were just going through the light like it wasn't there.
Like it was there because they found out to be the best
Yes.
idea. Because then they put traffic officers out there and just confuse the the what. Okay.
Even the traffic lights, they don't have that computerized system. At
So-
nighttime, being a short light.
Well, nighttimes the other problem is they don't use their headlights, and they if they're on a motorbike or a pedicab like a scooter or something, they take the light bulbs out to save money on electricity
Yes.
or fuel, save electricity, save fuel, which you can't teach them anything different. It's just that's their belief. You know, it's like old wives' tales or whatever. They're gonna and they drive at night with no lights, and that's a problem too. Okay, so. But they're not enforcing too many things in the Dumaguete. They're very passive. The police, I've noticed, they're very passive. Like, they'll want you to wear a helmet. They prefer you have covered toes. You know, they want covered toes for footwell. Other than that, they're not enforcing anything. There's no speed limits. You can drive on the wrong side of the road. You can make a U-turn anywhere on a one-way street almost. It's a little chaotic sometimes. So you really need to watch out for the other person because they don't have driver's training here. They don't. When you get a license, they don't have a written or a driving test to get a driver's license. They have no knowledge of how to drive. And sometimes they'll sell them a car. You don't even need a license to buy a car. Or a motorbike.
I find half the people don't even have a license driving a motorcycle.
And none of them have insurance, which is the other problem. So if it's their fault, which is going to be tough to prove because you're always guilty. You're the foreigner, so you're always going to be guilty.
That's what I heard.
That's why I don't buy a car. Okay, it's affordable. If I'm on a bike, I don't have the bigger machine or the money. Okay. They look at you and they say all foreigners are rich, so you could afford it. That's the whole thing. It's really a shame. That's the way they look at it.
Yeah.
In some ways, it is true, but it doesn't mean that they're right. They could be in the wrong, but they push that.
Yeah.
They
definitely do. I mean, just before I rented, I took the trike all around, and
God, they're horrible.
And well, they're fun, but I knew at the most it might be 150 pesos. But at night, coming from the boulevard to where I was going,
Right. They charge more at night.
They say 500, and I said I walk away. Then the next one says 300, and
you say,
I know it's 150.
It should be 150. Just say to them it should be 150.
50.
Are you willing to take 150? And if they say no, say thank you very much. I'll find somebody else.
That's what I do, and then
you can be polite.
You wait a few minutes, and you find someone for 150.
Well, you're American.
Yes.
You're a foreigner.
Yes.
They give you the expat price.
That's
2-3 times. It's just normal here.
It's
And it's the same thing in all countries. I'll be honest. I was a Uber driver in the U.S. and if I had a foreigner come into Las Vegas, I would take the long way home. You know, they'll want to go to MGM. I would take the long way. because it wasn't any money. It would be a $5 trip if I went straight from the airport to MGM. So I took the long way home, and I took advantage. I'll be honest, I took advantage of foreigners. They don't know. They don't know the city. They don't know the rules. They don't know the money. They'll hand me too much money. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I also found out about some different apps. Like when I was in Cebu City, I used Move It to get a motorcycle a ride, and it's what's in the system, and they can't overcharge you.
Oh, okay.
And Move It doesn't work here, but someone told me they have Maxim here that works.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And Maxim, you can get a trike or a motorcycle. And
it's a fixed price.
It's a fixed price. At night, where I thought $150 was the most on Maxim. I think it was $175.
Well, see, I'm gonna have to add this to my ebook. And is it an app, Maxim?
It's Maxim, and someone locally just told me about it, and I've tried it, and I had a couple of friends with me. They use Maxim, and it even worked out at 2:00 in the morning.
Awesome!
You got a driver.
See, you learn something new every day. Okay, I got to get that from you. Remind me. So you heard it, Maxim. If you want to set your prices and not be taken advantage of,
and it works here in Dumaguete.
So they don't go by the nationality of the person; they're going by the distance.
Yeah.
Good. That's the right way.
And they have Grab has it also, but I found out Grab is just starting to be used here. And it says it gives you a price. It looks for a driver, but they can't find a driver because the drivers know there's not enough Grab drivers here. So, but Maxim is the place, and
I know they have Grab
to use.
And I know they have Grab for traveling, but do they have cars?
They have it for a motorcycle. Grab and
I don't like being a passenger on a motorbike. I don't like being out of control.
But Grab is not developed here enough. But Maxim is, and every time I've used it twice, but I've told a few friends that were with me to use it during the day or even late at night, and even 2:00 in the morning, coming from Cebu to here, a driver came.
Oh, really? So that's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's good. And let's go back to the hospital. So did you find any hospital that was subpar? You didn't talk much about ACE.
Well, I think ACE is nice, but they can handle a general sickness. I mean, colds and flus, or broken arms, arms, legs, things like that. But if you have a heart attack, which is my main concern, they'll send you to Silliman.
So you're just better off to go to Silliman in the first place if you can, rather than trying to be,
Yes. Because again, if you have a problem and they transfer, in the process of transferring, you can die. So if you have a choice, I would go directly.
Plus, they probably transfer you in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Which is going to build the cost. Now, what did you find out about insuring through Pacific Cross? Did you get any quotes? Did you talk to Miles?
I talked to Miles, and I talked to Michael directly, and they're both excellent.
Yeah, well, Miles works for Michael. I need to explain that to everybody. Miles is basically the person you'll talk to when there's a claim and stuff. Miles is actually a nurse or former nurse, and they work together. So they both represent the same company, Pacific Cross. So, and did you get an idea of costs for you?
Well, I have the insurance. I actually had it pre-approved before I even came here.
Oh, really? You were able to do that?
Yeah, I went through all the pre-approval processes, all the medical checks. I did everything in the U.S.
Excellent.
And I did it. They told me to do it a month before, but I ended up doing it. I said, I don't want to wait a month before and find out I can't get it.
Right.
So they actually did it 5 months before.
Oh, wow.
They did an approval process, but they said you would have to do it again the month before. I said, at least I'll know.
They want to know.
It won't be a surprise, yes or no. And what the rate would be.
They just want to have up-to-date tests on you or results or whatever. Okay, so do you have it now, Pacific Cross?
Yes. So actually, when I came here, I told them about when I was coming here. So when I came here, it started, but it was a 30-day process. I think for the first 30 days, there was just
only emergency.
Only emergency.
Not major medical.
Yes, but I had it fully approved.
Did they have exclusions on you of any sort?
No.
No exclusions. That's excellent.
Yeah.
And is it okay if I ask you what the price is? Do you remember?
I have to say $1,500. I'm just guessing right now. I really don't remember the exact.
It was
price.
in pesos, I'm sure.
It was in pesos. I'm just thinking of the dollar amount. I would have to actually look at
15,000, right?
I have a policy that's $1.5 million.
You went to the $1.5 million.
I went to the $1.5 million, which is the middle one, which is a semi-private room.
Okay. It has to be more than that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would have to look at the bill.
Be interesting to know. Okay, well, see if I can find out. And if you do, I'll add it in the description.
Yeah, I have a copy of the slip there.
It would be 90,000 pesos at $15,000. That sounds a little on the low side. So yeah, I'll add it. I'll add it in the description.
Okay.
I'll wait and put that in. Because I know for me, I just renewed, and I don't have the $1.5 million. They go up to $2 million. They'll insure you up to 100 years of age. So with the $1.5 million, it gives you a semi-private room, I believe,
right,
and a few other options. Did you go with 100% coverage or a deductible?
I went with the deductible.
Okay, so it might be a little bit less. So maybe it is 90,000. My cost was just went up because I'm hitting 70. 69,000 and change. 69,000, but 100% deductible.
Yeah, I have the they cover 80%.
They cover 80.
80%.
And they gave you probably a 25% discount, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. So that might be because if I divide this by, or if I multiply it by 125%, that sounds more like it. So it might be that.
And then I also got the Pacific Cross, PhilHealth.
Yeah, the PhilHealth won't do a whole lot for you.
Well, actually, I found out, I researched it before and talking to people here, PhilHealth helps with the admittance into the hospital, and it will cover a lot of times 10 or 15 up to 20% of the bill, which actually makes your Pacific Cross worth higher. Of course, they'll cover some, but it's automatically admittance in the hospital. You don't have that 40-minute wait.
Okay, so they have several months wait before they insure you. Did you know about that?
Yes.
I know it's about 6 months, I believe. Several months on PhilHealth.
Okay,
as a foreigner.
I think it was 3 months. But
and they also don't cover a very high percentage.
But I found out from the heart surgeon who does in the cath lab. She says the one thing they do cover a lot, and it's almost is if you have a heart attack and you need the cath lab, their percentage on that is their highest, and it pays for like 60 to 70% of the bill, which is actually very good. She said it doesn't pay a lot; it pays a base, but on a stent or in the cath lab, it has to be they pay a lot.
Okay, so do you remember what that fee was for PhilHealth?
It was under $600. I think it was $400 and just about $500.
So look those two up if you get a chance when you get back, and send it to me. I'll put it in the description.
Yeah,
so people can have an idea. So that's pretty good. I don't have PhilHealth. Carolyn does, but she also has Pacific Cross. It's very cheap for Carolyn. She's 34 years old. She has no exclusions on the policy, and I have exclusions actually because I had previous problems, but I had high blood pressure, so they may not cover me for a heart attack. Actually, I will get heart attack coverage at this point. They said they would take it off in a year, and they did not, to be honest. They said they would really look into it, and they said, okay, we'll re-look into it, and it's been 3 years now. Last year, they said, we'll re-look at it, and I did all the tests, and they go, no. After I did all the tests, they said you still are taking blood pressure pills, and you're still are on a couple things, even though I went through the stress test and everything else, but they said, no. That cost me $200 just about for all the tests, stress tests, echocardiograms, things like that. This year, I already know that I'm not on any blood pressure medicine, and I probably could spend the $200 again, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to cover me because it said when I asked them, they wanted me to take more tests than they did last time, and they already said up front, you could take all the tests, but we don't guarantee we're going to exclude the exclusions, okay? So it's kind of like Oh, well, whatever. I really just want it for minor accidents. You know, broken arms, broken legs. I do know that they would cover me for cardiac. No, not cardiac. For eyes. What do they call it for the lenses? Cataracts. They'll cover for the cataracts. Not 100%. You have to pay extra for the better Bausch and Lomb lenses, and they won't pay. I don't know if they don't pay for the lenses or they pay for the surgery and everything else, but not the actual lenses.
Well, that's one thing. That's one thing that I did have. I had cataract surgery done in the U.S.
Oh, did you already?
Yeah,
okay,
so
I haven't had it yet.
So I already have my lenses in there.
Yeah, good for you. Did you get Bausch and Lomb just out of curiosity? Do you remember?
Honestly, I
can't
don't.
remember.
I had one eye done differently, and one eye has a better lens than the other.
Really?
Because 5 years later, there was other things available.
That's true. Yeah,
it's a multi-focusing lens.
Oh yeah, because I have stigmatism. I don't know if it fixes that or not. I have no idea. Moving on. So, what do you like and what do you dislike about Dumaguete? Let's go with what you like. What do you like about Dumaguete?
It's a small city.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice. It's the people are nice. I mean, I have to say the boardwalk is the boulevard.
Yeah,
it's actually very nice at night. Even
it is
late at night.
It's
a nice place to hang out. Just outside the city, it's beautiful. Whether you go to Darwin or where I'm staying, actually in Cebu, it's just like 4 miles out.
Right.
And it's very nice there.
And what did you think about the food?
Well,
Philippine food is not the best food.
It isn't,
in my opinion. There are choices that are healthy. I understand.
Yeah, I've been here many times in the past, and pretty much I like everything, but two things I won't eat anymore is balut, and the fried dried blood.
No.
But
or any blood for that matter.
But I have eaten everything else. I'm eating mostly local foods, but I've been to some nice restaurants.
Have you?
Yes.
Which ones did you like?
Now you're asking me the names? That I can't answer you.
You need C-Max.
What?
C-Max. It sharpens your mind. It's a peptide. We'll talk about that. C-Max will help you remember names and numbers and places. It brings back all you'll meet people. You'll know their name. You'll recognize their face.
I know you took me to one the other day, and thank you.
Why not?
For taking me, and it was you went above and beyond.
Oh, that's okay.
And but I went to another one just yesterday, just close by. I don't remember the name. I would have to just check. But I have to say the food was really excellent.
Where approximately was it? Was it on the boulevard?
It was on the boulevard.
So you have Casablanca, you have Sans Rival.
It has 2 stories, and
that would be Sans Rival.
It was on a corner.
That would be Sans Rival.
Yeah.
They have. Let's see.
I have to say, I mean, one thing I had in there was clam chowder, and it was like a New England style with the cream. It was like the best I ever had in my life.
Really? Interesting.
It was excellent.
Oh, you'll have to let me know what name that is now, because I don't remember what restaurant has.
I mean, I had a restaurant for 25 years.
New England style?
It's a New England, New England clam chowder is the one with the cream in it. It's the white clam chowder, where Manhattan clam chowder is the red.
Possibly, it's the only one I can think of right now is 2-story, and on the boulevard is Sans Rival. I can't think of another 2-story.
It was right on the corner.
Yeah, it's Sans Rival.
Yeah.
And they have actually 3 or 4 locations.
Well, actually, someone told me they had another location.
Yeah, so it's got to be Sans Rival. Yeah. They have one in the mall. Actually, have one in another mall. Right next door, they make all the desserts. By the way, they have wonderful desserts. They were known for their desserts first, and then they opened the restaurant.
Yeah, and I know the person with me. He had baby back ribs.
Yeah, Sans Rival,
and they were very.
Yeah, they're very
excellent.
Good. Yeah, they are excellent.
I took a little piece of it.
Yeah, I like Sans Rival. I go to Sans Rival in the mall only because it's bigger on the downstairs. It's bigger and it's air conditioned. it's very small inside on San Serval. They have an outside area in the front. Most of them do, and it's too humid hot right now to be outside, unless you're in the evening or early morning. It's hot by 8 o'clock. I mean 7 o'clock even maybe. Let's see. I take the dog out at 8, so it's hot by 8 o'clock. When I take the dog out for a walk, I try to get out by 7. To take the dog a walk because that sun is a burner.
Yes.
It's a burner right now. It's actually a very hot season this year. I don't know why. It wasn't the last 2 years. A little bit warmer. We have a heat wave going through, and I've heard there's a heat wave going through other countries too. So, but I don't believe in the weather. The what do they call it when they were saying the melting of the ice caps or the climate change? I don't buy that. Okay, they come up with all these things. I don't believe in climate change. Did you meet some other people that are very nice, foreigners? Have you met a few?
I met a few.
Good.
I mean, I've been actually with mostly Filipinos.
Oh, okay.
Not many.
So you're
Americans.
okay. Do you speak any of the language?
No. I've been in too many places, and they all speak different languages in each place. So I'll learn more of it when I side of the place. But again, Dumaguete is on top of my list.
I'm actually learning it now that I'm taking, believe it or not, the CMAX. I could not learn it for the life of me for the first few years here. In the last couple of months, I've been learning it. I'm reading child's books by learning it by just starting off in first grade books.
I mean, years ago, I was did a lot of time in Luzon and Manila, Malate, Quezon City, and I knew a lot of the words back then.
Yeah, need to relearn them. But Filipinos really appreciate it if you can speak some of their language, even if it's hello or goodbye or what's on the menu or where's the restroom or things like that, basic stuff. All right, well that's good. And you have a home back in Long Island?
Well, actually retired. I don't have a home now.
No more home. So are you planning on retiring here and living full time?
That's what it looks like.
All right. What do you have to sell or change back in the States in order to come here?
Actually, right now, nothing.
Oh, that makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What about personal belongings, things like that? Mementos?
I took some stuff with me, but I have actually a lot of stuff stored at my mom's house right now, and my daughter.
Okay, so when are you going back? You have plan on going back, yes?
Going back in September 6th, right after Labor Day.
Okay. And then are you going to make a final move over here, or are you going to go back and forth on a regular basis?
Well, planning right now is I have my ticket coming back is in September, it's August 10th.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be there for a little over a month.
Okay.
And visit family, and I have my actual yearly checkup at my doctor's all scheduled for that time. And
have you found an apartment here or a house to rent?
Nothing yet. I found a nice place in Cebu, not too expensive.
Is it an apartment or a hotel?
I
don't need to know the name. Just
I would say it's a small hotel.
Okay.
It's actually a very nice place, and I'm just renting a room in it.
Okay.
But the room is very reasonable, and it's so much better than all the other cities I went to. It's actually going in the place is like a fancy hotel.
Oh, interesting. And they just let you rent a room? So it's not a B&B. It's something different.
It's just rent a room.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. And you're getting around with the bike.
Yes.
And you're happy.
Very happy.
That's good. Have you met anybody female-like?
Not yet.
Are you looking?
Yes, but no rush.
No, you don't want to be in a rush. Even when you meet somebody, you don't want to be in a rush. Take your time. You don't know somebody till you live with them. That's the truth, to be honest. I always tell people, don't fall in love in the first month. Okay, give it 6 months, which sounds like you have a head on your shoulders. You're gonna.
Yeah, I have to find a place first. So.
Yeah. Okay. Find a place, then find the girl or woman. What age are you looking for? You have a specific age?
Nope. Totally open.
Okay. All right.
Over here, it's a different world than in the U.S.
Well, you know what? You really do not act like a 70-year-old plus. Okay, you don't, which is a good thing.
I don't feel like it either. So.
Yeah, and I don't either. But I've met a lot of people that do. I've met people that come here. They're grouchy. They're not positive. I don't know why they come over here, but they hate this, they hate that.
I'm excited. It's
You're excited.
A new start in my life.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Did the ebook help you? I think I got you the ebook.
Yes.
Was it?
It definitely did.
Did it? Good.
I mean, between again, your ebook was that, and I listened to. I read another. Actually, I bought the book, and then they have an ebook also.
Oh,
I forget his name, but gentleman's from in Mindanao.
okay. I may not know him.
He has a YouTube site also.
Okay, so he sells an introductory book.
He has an introductory book he put out, and he settled. He's from the U.S. I think he's here like 8 years now.
Oh, pretty long time, yeah.
And he got a lot. I got a lot of information between the two books.
I know a few people also do consultations. I've been asked for consultations. I consult for free as long as it's not 2 hours. I can't take, when people come here, I'm too busy to take people around or show them anything. I can get them a petty cart, and I know the guys that speak English, and say to them, hey, they want to go to see these places in Valencia or Darwin, and I can recommend things. It's in the book. The book's free, because I just don't. I do other things to raise funds, and then I like to help the kids. So I don't charge. So I'll be putting it at the top. They'll see it, how to get the free ebook.
But again, here in Dumaguete, there's so many places to see. I met a local family, which they have pretty much accepted me as part of their family. I usually have breakfast with them every morning.
That's nice.
And they had some visitors come from last week from Cebu City. For a week. I think it was actually, and I went to Lola's 90th birthday party at the beach. They invited me.
Oh, that's nice.
So
too.
I spent 2 days.
90th, huh? Wow.
We spent 2 days. A group of us on 4 motorcycles. We went to 5 different waterfalls.
Oh wow!
Hiking
in one day?
Mountain.
Oh my God!
Over the 2 day period.
Over
of time.
the 2 day, okay.
And climbing up mountains, and they were all in their 20s.
Yeah.
And I was there 50 years older, and I made it up those mountains.
Good for you. I don't think I could.
Some of the trails were walking 40 minutes before we hit the waterfall.
Yeah.
Up and down the mountains.
Casaro Falls in Valencia is a tough one.
Yeah, it was.
I have never made it to Casaro. I've heard about it, but the problem is going down is not a problem. It's coming back up.
No, but going down, you have to go up and down.
Oh.
Trails.
I heard of some steep angles too.
Very steep angles, and they make these steps out of sand sacks. And there's no railings, and it's like
no railing.
No railings.
Now I have a problem with balance still. Okay, so I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm still looking for something to hold on to, and I'm still looking with my glasses at where my feet are going. And that throws me off. I will not go to Casaro Falls.
There's nothing to hold on to.
No, I can't hold on to something.
I mean, but
I'll be going down.
But I did make it, and I did go in the water at the falls. And
good for you.
So I enjoyed it.
You're more active than me. Good for you. Well, it was a pleasure having you on the channel. Was there anything else you had wanted to tell everybody?
No,
Is it better in the Philippines?
Definitely.
Definitely better in the Philippines. Well, there you have it, folks. That's good. I'm glad you came. Glad you're going to stay, make it lifelong.
And thank you so much for your help here.
Oh, not a problem. That's what I'm here for. I just like to help people. We'll do a follow-up maybe in a few months.
That sounds
Give
great.
you about 4 to 6 months and see how you're doing, especially when just before you leave. You said you're leaving in August or September?
September 5th, right after Labor Day.
Okay, so it's a few months away. So we have a little bit of time. All right. Well, let's go get the peptides. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you very much, Ralph, for coming on the channel.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
That's my Goldfinger.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. And be sure to ring that bell so you'll be notified when I post another video. See you then.